Hey everybody, it's Chris, and before I get started, for all my Hoosier and Buckeye fans out there, go green. So with that put aside, I want to talk to you about my software tool that I chose to do my project on. And I chose to look at Google Docs because I use it every day through my school Gmail. And the one aspect I wanted to try and boost up are Google Forms. Now, forms are a type of survey that you can send to parents or to students for them to fill out, and you get instant feedback. It takes the information on the survey and puts it right into a spreadsheet for you. But one thing that I wanted to do, though, was a self-graded quiz. So if I have quick little quizzes that I want students to take, or even a test by chance if it needs to be multiple choice or fill in the blank, something easy like that, I'm hoping that I could have found something that would grade it for me, kind of cut down some productivity time. So what I did is I started with looking on Google Docs in just a Google search and trying to find information there. So I found this YouTube video about forms in a Google Docs, and it was a webinar, so it was kind of like a little seminar but done on the web. And I watched the basic one first, and it was really easy. It was something that I had already known how to do, so I went to the advanced one. And in the advanced, this webinar, these two gentlemen, Kevin and Tim, talked about how to make a self-graded quiz. And it was not very easy. It was actually very time-consuming. The interface for looking at grades and solving it just wasn't very pretty. It wasn't very user-friendly. I didn't like it. So I went back to the drawing board, and I went to one of the blogs that I follow in my RSS reader, and it's called Free Technology for Teachers. This guy is brilliant. If you have never had a chance to read what he puts out there, puts down a lot of different things, but just a great resource. But so what I did was I just kind of put in this little Google search bar, and I clicked on freetechforteachers.com. I want to search his site. So I put down self-graded quiz, and a whole slew of different things came up, and I had checked out quite a few of these. But one that came up in my search was this program called Flubaroo. So I'll just quickly get to that. Here it is. And Flubaroo, it said a handy tool for grading quizzes. So I was like, I'll try it out. So what I did is I went to the Flubaroo website. Let's go actually to it. And it gives me a little 3-minute demo to watch, and a little video will pop up here, and it walks you through how to use Flubaroo in your Google Docs, which I'll do for you in just a minute here. And then you can try it now, and what it will do is it will put a little form on your Google Docs. So I'll go to my Google Docs, and it will give you a little quiz. And when I did it, it came up with a bunch of questions that I had, that I didn't create myself, and it had sample answers already in there. So what I did was I cleared out my my table and then reworked the questions. Now, if you're unfamiliar with how to use Google Forms, basically this is like a list of my documents. There are things like I could create a spreadsheet or like a PowerPoint presentation, just a blank Word document, but in this case I did a form. And in order to mess with the form, you go to Form and edit it. And the questions that I'm asking are going to be about area and perimeter. So something I would show my 4th grade students, since we're doing area and perimeter of rectangles and triangles, or quadrilaterals and triangles. So what I did is I have a spot for their first and last name, and I included a drop-down list of all of my parents' emails. All of my students have email access at home, their parents do, and then I included mine. and you'll see why in a minute. And I wrote 4 simple questions here, 4 things to for us, for our, I guess, for our example here. So in order to show you how it works, let's just take the quiz. So when I send the link to my students, or I have them open it up, I can just put this on my blog. It's very easy. They will put in their name. So let's say my wife took it, and the email address that she's going to use, of course, will be mine, as we'll use that this whole time. And she would go through and try to answer these questions. So this one's the perimeter of the garden. Well, 10 plus 5 plus 10 plus 5 is 30. And what was the area? And let's say she's very good at rectangles, but triangles kind of stump her a little bit. So we have a base and a height here, and after working with it, it should be 36, but let's say she says 21. And the area of this play area for a dog, it's supposed to be 52, but let's say she says 108 square yards. So we'll submit the answers. And what you'll see here is that her answers automatically get dumped into my spreadsheet, and it will say the answers down here. I'm going to quickly go back and submit a couple more responses for the sake of showing you how this data works. And we'll send it all to my email here, and you'll see why in a minute. Let's say my father takes it and he doesn't know what he's doing. So he's going to get them all wrong, and you'll see that in a minute. And let's go to my mom. She was a 5th grade teacher for about 30 years, so she's going to be really smart. She's going to get them all right. Okay, so we have those 3 responses. You'll see they've shown up in my Google Docs spreadsheet for the form. Now this is where the power of Flubaroo comes in. Once you, from the Flubaroo website, when it says get started, it will actually help you install this little menu bar up here for Flubaroo. So I'll click on that, and I'm going to click grade assignment. I want it to grade this quiz. I had to go through a couple of steps here. First of all, the first and last name and email address, those all identify my student. And then these are the actual questions right here. So I want those to be worth 1 point. Got to make my window just a little bit bigger. There we go. So I can continue. Now, what you also need to have, though, is an answer key. And I know my mom's is completely correct, but let's, for the sake of the program here, let's say I need to go in as the teacher and actually answer in the answer key. So let me put that in there. There we go. That's all submitted now. We'll go back to Flubaroo to grade the assignment. So we'll just choose on the student in this step 2 here on who we want to be the answer key. So we want it to be me, Chris. So we'll continue. And then what's nice is that Flubaroo actually grades the assignment right away for me, and I can just view the grades. What will pop up is each person's submission and the time that they submitted it. It will show the email address that they selected, how many points they got right, what their percentage was, and how many times they submitted it, so I can tell if students went back and tried to do it again. What will show up is a list of each of the questions and how many people got them right, and then you'll see these percentages down here at the bottom. It will show the percentage of students that got it right, just this question. And then it will highlight the ones that they think, oh, they don't know that very well. You might want to go back and reteach that. Some different options that Flubaroo gives you. First of all, if you want to see their original submissions, down here at the bottom there's some tabs. So this will give you your original submission, and then you click on the Grades tab to see your grades. Go to Flubaroo, the menu, and you can regrade the assignment, which would be pointless. But the nice thing about this is you can email the grades. And based on the email address that the students put in the survey, we can send those in an email, and all the parents will get instant feedback from their students' quizzes or tests. So, hi parents, your child took a quiz today. Here are their results. If you have questions, please let me know. Thanks, Mr. Bowen. So we'll continue, and it's really quite easy. All of those have been sent now, and to double check that, we'll go to my email, and we'll kind of refresh it here, and there we go. I got all those emails back, so I got my wife's submission. So you can kind of see here, in the email it shows up with the student's name, when they took it, what their grade was, how many points they got right, the little message that I sent them, and then the questions that they got right and the ones they got wrong, and the correct answers were down here at the bottom so that parents know what the answers were, and they can help their child at home that evening during their homework time with figuring out the answers to those problems, just to kind of reinforce their learning at home. And as we go down, right answers were in green, the incorrect answers were in red, and you'll see that on my father's email, all of his will be red. And then we go back up here to my mother's, and all of hers will be green because she got them all right. Now, another feature that I wanted to add to my project here is what about percent-wise? I want to know what students scored. Now, in our school, in our elementary school, proficient is a 3, progressing is a 2, and students who are below grade level are given a 1. So what I would like to do then is, based on the percentage that they scored, I would like to give them what I would say either red or an orange or a red score. So that's my 3, 2, 1. So one thing that I also looked into was how to automatically turn these percents into a different color, so that once they pop up, I know exactly what score they're going to get as well. So this is called conditional formatting. After I kind of researched it and watched another little YouTube video, you highlight the column that you want to format, go to Format and go to Conditional Formatting, and then it will say you can do the text contains, so certain words or certain numbers. You can do greater than, less than, is equal to, so you can do some of those. I'm just going to say text contains, and if the text contains 100%, then I want the text to stay black, and I want the background to be green, because that means they did really well. But I'm going to keep adding another rule. There was only 4 questions, so the text can only contain one of 4 percentages. Okay, so, or 5 percentages, mind you. But if it was a 75%, then I'm going to give them an orange score. And instead of putting 50, 25, 0, I'm just going to put if the text is less than 51%. So 50 or lower. And the background is going to be red. In fact, wait a minute. I want that number to be 61. There we go. Now I save these rules, and you'll notice what will happen here. Oh, I didn't do it. Let me check what I did wrong. Just going to change that real quick. Say is equal to 1. Let's turn these into decimals. Maybe that will help. Save the rules. There we go. I just turned them into decimals, and that worked out well. You'll see it automatically happen. So let's try this as well. Let's go back to my Google Docs. Let's go back to the quiz, and let's take the quiz. And let's say, in this case, It's our professor, so it's Mike. Okay, and Mike's going to take it, and we're going to say, actually we'll call him Professor Mike. There we go. Make you sound very official, Mike. And we're going to send your results to me. And let's say Mike knows his area and perimeter well. But when he gets down to the area of the triangle, he forgets to cut it in half and doesn't get the correct answer, so he chooses something close to what he thought it would be. And what we'll do is we'll go back to my spreadsheet, and you'll notice, well, wait a minute, there's his name, but his score didn't pop up. That's because we have to regrade the assignment. So we come back here, and we go to Flubrew, and we go to regrade, and it's going to replace my grades, and I know that. So I got to go through my different steps again, and I want mine to be the key. So it grades the assignments. And what you'll notice is that the conditional formatting went away. So if that happens, you do need to recondition your spreadsheet. So again, I'll have to go back through all of these different steps here, which will only take a second. And what you'll notice is that I know that my mother got a 1 or a 3, Mike got a 2, progressing, and my father and my wife, oh, they got a 1. I'm sorry. So those were the two big things with my project. I wanted to figure out. The self-graded quiz seems to work really well. I haven't really found any flaws with it quite yet. One thing, and then the conditional formatting, I'm pretty happy with. I wish the formatting would stay on there the whole time, but hey, beggars can't be choosers, right? So I hope this was helpful for you guys. It was surely helpful for me. This has been a lot of fun. So if you have any questions, let me know. Otherwise, enjoy self-graded quizzes on Gmail or on Google Docs. See ya.